She left me at the airport. I was 15. Her suitcase rolled toward the first-class gate while I sat on a cold bench clutching my ticket to nowhere. "Figure it out," she shrugged, slipping her arm through her new husband's. He didn't even look at me. His kids were already boarding, laughing. That was the moment I stopped being her child and started being my own weapon. It wasn't sudden. The betrayal had been creeping in for months, subtle at first, like shadows lengthening. She used to cook with me. Then she stopped. She used to ask about school. Then she forgot. Every smile was reserved for him, every ounce of affection redirected toward his family. I thought I was imagining it until she said the words that burned into me. "They need me more than you do." At 15, that sentence became my inheritance. When she walked away at the terminal, I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I pulled out the one phone number I'd sworn I'd never use, my father's. Estranged, silent for years, a ghost who had vanished from my childhood after their divorce. The line rang once, twice. Then a voice I barely remembered said, "Where are you?" 2 hours later, a jet taxied on the private strip. He stepped out, suit sharp, expression unreadable. Not a hug, not a lecture, just a nod, like he had been waiting for this day. I boarded. I left her behind. While she sipped champagne in some luxury resort, I was in an office lined with glass and steel, my father's world. For the first time, I saw the other side of my bloodline. Power, precision, calculated moves. I told him everything. Every word she said. Every time she pushed me aside for her new husband's children. Every time she treated me like an obligation she couldn't wait to discard. He listened. No interruptions. Just silence that stretched like a fuse waiting to be lit. When I finished, he poured a drink and said only, "Then she forfeited you." And with that, she forfeited everything. The plan began that night. Not with rage, with paperwork. Custody petitions, asset audits, investigations into her husband's finances. My father didn't raise his voice. He raised an army of lawyers. They found cracks in her perfect life. Tax evasion, fraud tucked behind offshore accounts, custody violations buried in forgotten court records. Every document was a nail, and I was learning how to build the coffin. By the time she returned, sunburned and glowing from her vacation, my room was empty. What she found instead was an envelope taped to the wall. Inside, an official notice. Illegal occupancy. Pending investigation. Court summons. Her face must have drained white, because in that moment she realized I hadn't waited for her love. I had dismantled her protection. Weeks later, I saw her again, in court. She walked in with him by her side, her hand trembling in his. I sat with my father, calm, collected, watching her eyes dart between the judge and the pile of evidence stacked against her. Every lie she'd told, every dollar misused, every document she had signed carelessly, it was all there, turned into a weapon sharper than a blade. When the judge ruled, it was swift. Custody fully transferred. Assets frozen. Investigations launched. Her husband muttered under his breath. She gripped his arm, but I could see it in her eyes. She knew he'd leave the moment the money dried up. That night, she called me. Her voice broke through the phone, pleading. "You don't understand. I thought I was doing what was best. Please, just talk to me." But I had already learned the truth at 15. She hadn't chosen what was best for me. She had chosen what was easiest for her. So I gave her the only words I owed. "You figured it out. Now I did too." And I hung up. The house she thought she owned is gone. The accounts she relied on, seized. Her husband disappeared. Her new family scattered. And me? I stand taller. Not because I won, but because I survived the moment she tried to erase me, and turned it into the moment I erased her hold over me. I don't crave her apology anymore. I don't need her recognition. Because the day she left me at the airport, she wrote her own ending. All I did was sign it.